All right, guys, what's going on? It's Josh here, and today I'm going to talk about Robinhood. I've been getting asked this a lot from both beginners and even advanced traders, what I think about it. I've actually been getting asked this for years. And, now that they've just introduced options trading as well as cryptocurrency, it seems like it's getting all the hotter, more appealable, and they have changed some things about it. So I'm going to talk about why I actually would never use it and why I'm not really a big fan of it. If you've known me for the longest time, I've always said, give it some time. I'd want to see kind of how things play out before I give my money to a brokerage that hasn't been around for a long time. But I'm going to go through, talk about it. I'm even going to show you guys E-Trade just briefly to kind of, what I've seen so far is that it kind of mirrors it. It has, pretty much I'll get to it right now. They have the same options chain and everything you need to invest. If you go on a Robinhood app and you look at any options, you'll get the same bid and ask. I don't know if it has all of the data and analytics, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I don't know if it gives you implied volatility and some of that stuff. Is it necessary? No, but that is going to help you make money or at least make better informed decisions. Now, that's not necessarily why I'm too against it. That is one thing, but talking about it, it's just there's just all these questions that Robinhood leaves me with. And if you guys research it enough, and I'll show you some of it, it's easy to see kind of what they're doing and how it works. I'm even going to go over their terms and agreements as well as their commission structure and the C. And, quite simply, Robinhood, it used to be, it's this free trading app. You could trade stocks for free, trade options for free, trade cryptocurrency for free now you know, and the whole tagline is that they don't pay for offices and all the other generic stuff a normal brokerage would. That's why they're able to give it to you for free. Now, they don't sell your information, but when you go down, we'll get to it, doesn't mean that they're not using your information. And you guys see what it was with Facebook, but that's not the biggest reason. Again, I'll use Facebook. Go ahead, spy on me. Give me something of value to me. Now, that's kind of the agreement here. Excuse me. That's kind of the agreement most people are making when they begin options trading with or any sort of trading with Robinhood. Anytime you get something for free, my friends, you are giving something up. Nothing is truly free. So even if you are giving up your information, you're getting something free, you're giving up your information, or you're paying for it in something, whether it be your time, you're a test subject, who knows what it could be. So that is kind of the case here now. How does Robinhood make money and what are they taking from you? They're taking your information, and financial information is very, very important. This is the stuff people pay big bucks for. For real estate, we'll pay 50 to 70 bucks for a lead. All these stockbrokers and, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, they spend billions of dollars on marketing and advertising just to get more people to invest their money. Now, why? Because it's not, do they really make that much in trading commissions? Not really. That's not why brokerages are in the business of brokering. It's so that it's like a bank. They could hold everybody's money. You get everybody's money, and what do? You reinvest it. And that is exactly what Robinhood does. So, pretty much any money you're depositing with Robinhood, what they're doing is taking your unused cash and they're pretty much investing it into US securities or US treasuries on, pretty much risk free government bond, 3 month terms, 1 year terms to make a yield on it. So your $2,000, it's not going to, you get 1% of 2,000 bucks. You're going to make what? $2. It's not really that much to you, but now they get a million accounts with $2,000. They're sitting at $20 million now. And they get 1% of that. That's 200 grand. It's a pretty decent amount. So, for them, you'd see why they would want to do it. And that's what they're doing. And now traditionally a normal brokerage would give you any unused cash, you would get part of the interest. It kind of acts as a savings account, a money market, stuff like that. So that's what you're missing out on. But now, before I get into the fees, that's one issue where I'm like, okay, and truthfully, that matters for guys like me who are using big accounts. If you have a small account, you're not even going to get that much interest. Charge it to the game. Go ahead, use it. But that's not the big thing. My big thing is now their data. and how they do it. Here's pretty much I went through their terms and conditions. I'm looking for keywords, and now exchange and exchanges. And this is the one of the only things that comes up. Any price quote may be delayed 20 minutes or longer according to the rules and regulations applicable to exchanges and third-party providers. So they're not making any guarantees of the accuracy and timeliness of any price quotes. Now, that works for the same with E-Trade and all that, but essentially you could turn on live data and real-time quotes for any of these brokerages, and they're not going to really charge you for it if you're making at least a trade or two. So the thing is why that's could be very harmful, because, and this is why I would never use it, I would want an accuracy of my time quote. I've actually, my students have seen me trade before, and I got quoted, I got the wrong quote, I got filled wrong. I called an E-Trade and they refunded it to me. They have an obligation if they're saying they're providing something to do that. So you're signing up with a free service and you're going in here and you don't know if your price quote is 15 minutes delayed. Or a lot of people now, again, beginner investors aren't really aware of this. You can make a trade. It may look like a good trade now. You get filled. You put a market order limit. How are you ever able to determine the spreads properly? And especially with stuff like options and crypto, which is very volatile, moves a lot, you could take a loss simply by pressing the buy order. And even when it comes to sell, you might be ready to sell and you're really behind it. You're going to be 15 minutes behind me. That is how I used to trade when I was a kid in 2007 from my T-Mobile Sidekick, and I was in class with internet because, yeah, platforms didn't exist. So you guys have to be very, very cautious with this. And this is one thing I really don't like about Robinhood. So that's really the biggest reason why I wouldn't use it. They are FINRA registered. They are, they have all the guarantees for your, FDIC insurance, all that, which is great, I think, but I still wouldn't use them. And now here's their commission and fee structure. And now this is where I think a lot of people get confused on, because although it is free, that's what they call it. They say free trading refers to, and again, they have to do that to protect themselves. And they're letting you know, yes, it is free if you make a trade. If you buy a foreign security, you're getting charged out the ass. Anything else, you can't try to cancel a trade, anything, you're paying for it. Now, again, most of you aren't going to do that. But now this is where, again, they're making their money on your interest, but now also domestic wire transfers, international wire transfers, overnight check delivery, pretty much to get your money in and out with them, they're charging you money. Now, ACH, incoming, outgoing, is free, but a wire transfer, usually you have to pay the bank. That's if you want your money in there right away. I don't know why they would charge you for that, but again, you have to pay for that. Automated, if you want to say automated transfer service, you're going to pay on outgoing, free if you want to put your money in there. If you want paper statements, paper confirms, you're getting charged for that. A lot of people don't use it, so again, it doesn't really matter. But now, this stuff, I don't know what they mean by restricted accounts and then worthless securities processing. That could be for you guys trying to trade penny stocks on Robinhood. You might be getting charged out the ass $30 on every single trade, which is a lot. But now the next thing is their regulatory trading fees, which I think a lot of people overlook. If you are going to be using Robinhood to trade a lot, you're going to get charged $13 for every $1 million of principal sells only. So essentially, you're buying in and out, and I don't know how they're going to count options because they might take the underlying value, but people in and out, you buy 100 shares for $2,000, you go sell them, $2,000 sell, $2,000 sell. You day trade 5 times in a day, a week, you've already sold $10,000. So you might think it's hard to get to $1 million. It's really not. And but then again, $13 isn't much, but normal brokerages don't charge you for that. That's just already inside of your fees. And now the other one is a trading activity fee, which I thought was pretty interesting. So per share, you're getting charged this, Satoshi, pretty much a tenth of a penny, not even, for every share, and it's rounded to the nearest penny and no greater than 5.95. So again, if you're trading a large amount of shares, you're still paying 5.95, which is again E-Trade. So, or any of these brokerage. And now again, they have different breakdowns, I believe, based on the level of your account. Like here it is, account size, buying power, instant deposit. This is if you want Robinhood Gold. So pretty much if you have more money, Robinhood is not for you. It's good if you only have $2,000. You're going to start out. It's decent, but and then again, under you have to really learn. If it's not going to be real trading with 15 minutes delay. It's real trading, real losses, but not the accurate data, which is not something I'm too big of a fan about. Now, going back to the data thing, let's see, where is it? A lot of things here. There it is. By using the service or the content you represent, you can set to any form of recording and retention of any communication information and data exchange between you and Robinhood or its representatives or agents. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. There it is. By using the service, you're consenting to have personal data transferred to and proposed by and processed by Robinhood and its affiliates. As part of providing you the service, Robinhood may need to provide you certain communications, yada yada. But essentially, they're not selling you data, but they can transfer it. All about linguistics here to their affiliates. So if they have a relationship with anybody, they could transfer this important data of how you spend your money, what you invest in, what you do this, so they could give you more ads or whatever and sell you stuff. So they could pretty much target you for other stuff. And this was the whole issue with Facebook and all that. So even though they might not be selling it and putting it on the open market, they may have explicit relationships and affiliates and partners that they are transferring it with and sharing this data with. So I'm not a big fan of that. And again, putting it all into context, like I said, you get something for free, you're going to give something up. I would never use it. And again, maybe it's hard for me to judge because I haven't used it. And what I do plan on doing is I'm going to fund an account with them and just do a little study to compare the options trade. And, because I've had people say they get awful fills, awful customer service, stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do it. But for me, it's too much risk. I'm not going to really give that data. And, again, E-Trade probably gives that same data away. But again, when you're paying for a service, you actually have more rights versus, hey, I just signed up and, only time you get retribution is if billions of people or millions of people are really wronged by it and it's used, in a gross negligent way. So I'm not just a big fan of it. The big thing for me is the data, and I don't like a brokerage that isn't straightforward with its fees. I know 4.95, 25 cents a contract is what I pay. I'm not going to run into any issues. Robinhood may be greater for buying 100 contracts if you're not paying a per contract fee. But then again, what are those back end fees and what are those random fees they might charge? So that is my big thing. So I'll leave it there. Hopefully you guys like that. Let me know if you have any other questions on it, and be safe trading, and I love y'all. Subscribe if you like the video and drop me a like. Thanks.